Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at audiblepodcast.com/Sorgatron Media. Over 75,000 titles to choose from for your iPod, iPhone, or MP3 player.
We are a podcast.
We never back down from our opinions.
We never are afraid to chop a 9-year-old.
We are Mayhem.
Wrestling Mayhem
Show.com.
It's the best day of the week. Today is the day that you have chosen to listen to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. This is DJLunchbox, putting it the fuck down for you. Let's fucking do this. Monday night, you know it must be raw. Leaders being a whore and not wearing a bra. Seen his damn belt still spinning around his waist. I can shit better rhymes on what comes out of his face. Tuesday night and it's EC Dub. Michael Q Knoxville join the club. If you're sick of the shit, scream out boo boo. This ain't EC Dub and we can tell that too. Wednesday night, ROH on DVD, the best wrestling on the planet to the nth degree. Joe Damon's delirious, Daniel City, Kimikaze, Homicide, the Rottweilers, and Kenta Kobashi. Thursday night, TNA on Spike. Bruce's spoken, so that means I'm puking blood tonight. Shut up and show me the damn X division and get SoCal balance in my line of vision. Friday night SmackDown, this is all life. Kicking back, watching wrestling every night. Kenny, Boogeyman, Helms, Hardy, Guerrero, London, Kendrick, and stealing the show. RWF Scion in the weekly features. You're a student, we are the teachers. Shout outs to Jimbo's crew and to the D's, putting it down for Vimble with the greatest of ease.
What show is that?
Oh, this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. 231. Oh, we're glad you could join us. We finally made it. We showed up, guys.
Together we made it!
Right. I'm your host, Sorgatron. This is Sorgatron Media. We are live to the tens and fives and sixes
Millions
of people,
and billions
of people out there in the chat room.
Galacticast.
There you go. Oh man, the usual round of people are here this week. We got up there Mad Mike, Dashing Mad Mike.
Mad Mike.
What's with the rings? Tell me about the rings.
The Flash and the Blue Lantern. I am full of hope and full of dash.
Of Dash.
I am full of dash.
How are
now
things?
I'm looking for Mrs. Dash.
How are things up there in the Bronx this week, sir?
Fantastical.
Fantastical?
Fantastical, Sorg.
Okay.
Absolutely fantastical.
And to the Muppet to the right of him is Mr. DJ Lunchbox. How are you doing?
Muppet.
I wonder who's working the head.
Sir.
My spoon is too big.
Hi.
Hi, what's up, guys?
We're on drugs here on the Wrestling Mayhem
Are you
Show.
Drugs? I have
drugs?
Coke right here. Coke. I am on Coke.
I have penicillin, and I'd like to speak to your mother about it, WrestleFan.
Whoa.
That's what I have.
Whoa. Hey now.
Wow.
Now you,
That's a good reason.
it sounds like you've been having trouble lately. What you
Does it burn when you pee?
It doesn't burn. There's a little bit of blood,
okay.
but I'm prepared to deal with that.
It was nothing on her end.
How would
Get
you
it?
know what's that?
Get it?
How would you know what's going on at her end?
Oh man. The thoughtful riot is amongst us. And underneath them is a WrestleFan straight out of Texas, out of the TX-Sizzle.
The TX
What the hell?
I just looked over because I have my main screen here and I have my laptop next to me with the chat room and everything, and I just watched myself go. Sorry. That's a terrible thing I just did.
So how you doing down there? How hot is it in Texas?
Oh my god.
Oh, please, it's hot as balls here too.
Will we reach like 104 today?
Eh.
I think like
We're 91 in the Berg. 91 in the
I
Berg.
haven't gone outside today, so
Good call.
smart.
Excellent. Well, if you've stumbled upon us, we are the Wrestling Mayhem Show. WrestlingMayhemShow.com to find out more information about us. You can give us a call whether you love us or hate us, at 412-206-WMS0. That's the Mayhem hotline. We'd like to play them on the show if you call. Put that in your little phone dealie, and you know, you can call us drunk and stuff. That's always fun too. But and also you can hit us on Twitter. What?
I need to. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish with your link spiel.
Okay.
I have to show something off to our crowd.
Okay. And of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Mayhem Show. Over there, where there's lots of fun stuff coming, and follow us all individually off of that. We'll get to that. Or you can email us, as we're going to get into in a little bit here, at
Good times
at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. We have a lot of fun with the fan mails, and this week looks like it's going to be no different.
And if you email in for at least a year, you could be on the show.
There you go.
Permanently.
There you go. Half the people here started as emailers.
That's true.
That's true.
Exactly true.
Delicious.
And we've all been to Pittsburgh.
That's right. They have. You can get a all expense paid by you vacation to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to visit us.
No, not all expenses paid, Sorg. Sometimes you will put people up.
Sometimes I have some room.
Only if you're not creepy or a hot chick.
Yes, and WrestleFan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That didn't work.
You had to get a hotel. Anyways, you can follow stories that we do or don't get to this week that we've earmarked over at delicious.com/wrestlingmayhem. And of course, please go to iTunes and comment on our audio or video feeds or our classic Mayhem show up there, where you can get our first 27-ish episodes, because we lost a few, but we're filling those in. And the rest of those will be up very shortly. You can also, if you go on the iTunes, look up Wrestling Mayhem Show Gold, the WMS Gold app right there, so you can have it right in your pocket with your iPod, Touch, iPhone, or iPad. It'll work on that too, so to get one button access to all that stuff, plus the very special and fairly random bonus content that we like to record between show recordings and have right on here on video for you, that will load anytime my Wi-Fi decides to kick up here. Last year there was a lot of singing. That's what I can tell you right there. But and also one button access.
Wild Stallions!
Exactly.
Yes.
And of course, there's one button access to all the links to all of our Twitters, to the Mayhem Show Twitter, to that Mayhem Show hotline, to the email, everything you need. And I just noticed a giant hot spot on my forehead from the sliding, and it's really bothering me as a video guy. But moving on, LB, you had something to say, sir.
I do. I looked down at my desk and I remembered this, and I wanted to mention it on the show. This is an invitation to a free pre-screening of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Now, how do you ask? Did I get my hands on such a device? Well, let me tell you. I go to geekstar.com, run by my friend Sarah Madia. She's friends with everybody. She's absolutely fantastic, and every now and then she'll give a few of these away. I'm thrilled to see Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Dude, I saw it last Thursday.
I encourage all of you guys to check out geekstar.com as soon as possible.
I'll tell you what, I saw that Scott Pilgrim this past Thursday, also for a screening. Fantastic movie. Hilarious. I
cannot wait.
I feel as good about that movie and surprised by that movie as I did for Zombieland. Putting that out there. But it's the best video game movie, even though it's a comic book movie. So it's not cheesy. It's over the top, yes, but you're gonna love it if you played, like, if you're a general video game person. Yeah, it's gonna be freaking awesome.
It looks a lot like Beautiful Joe.
Yeah, without the cell shade. But
well, yeah, without cell shade, but like I can't wait. I'm going to see it Thursday night at midnight. But
I recommend it to anybody. If you're watching this show, you probably have the sense of humor that will fit right in with that movie, and you will not be disappointed.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, moving on from that, let's get right into fan mail. We got two big ones for this week, I believe.
That's what she said.
Who wants to take the first one? The rock and roll outlaw mail.
Me. Me.
LB.
Lunchbox, do you want it?
Me.
I think Lunchbox can do it.
I think he can do it. I think he can do it.
if he stops orgasming.
Can you do it?
Maybe he's just doing that just to do it.
He's having
All right.
boom, bee.
Jetsons the movie reference. Jetsons the movie reference, everyone.
Ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang.
Everybody
Wrong reference.
Mike, it sounds quite different when I'm orgasming, and you can ask Wrestle fans.
It does.
Oh, move! Hey, let's
Ladies
read
and
an
gentlemen,
email.
boys and girls, fans and friends out there using your ear muscles to listen to the single greatest example of recorded media in the history of sound, it's time for the one and only, the often imitated, never duplicated, the email that pisses Sorg off the most because he's jealous of the introductions, the rock and roll outlaw mail.
Okay.
Sorry, are you jealous?
Strange times. Sorg?
Answer the question.
I'm okay.
Sorg has intro
I'm
envy.
okay.
Strange times are among us. Fans and friends. Strange times indeed. The TNA Hardcore Justice pay-per-view was Sunday, and I'll probably be mercilessly skewered for this. But I loved it. I loved every bit of it, whether it's due to going into it with an already biased point of view due to my love of the source material or not. Who cares? I thought all the matches were good, if not spectacular. Everyone seemed like they were having fun, and it was just a different feel from anything else that is going on TNA or WWE. It seems like everyone is bitching about 3 main points, though, from everyone I've talked to, and I want to address them, then I'll be done. Number 1. They changed people's names. They did so in order to avoid the potential legal issues if Vince decided he wanted to throw a little more money into his bank account. And it doesn't bother me because basically TNA said it perfectly. We can't legally use some names, but you know who they are. And it's not like it was that big of a change for most of the guys anyway. Johnny Swinger was just Swinger. Marmaluke was Tony Luke. The biggest one was Balls, and while I agree it was a little weak, it's not something worth getting upset over.
It is something
Balls.
to get a lot upset over.
Oh, we'll let you get
Is
upset later, sir.
They didn't even spell cojones right.
They did it!
Okay. Number 2. It's the same thing as One Night Stand.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
No,
I just watched One Night Stand last night. Not even fucking close. Continue.
No, it wasn't. To me, One Night Stand was good. It wasn't great. It felt like a WWE show, and the fact that all these guys from Raw and SmackDown showed up in the Hammerstein pissed me off to no end because it was supposed to be ECW's night. It was supposed to be their goodbye tribute show, and Vince just couldn't keep his fucking nose out of it. Those WWE guys had no business being there, and that's where I think TNA beat them, was atmosphere. The tribute segments and interviews from guys who couldn't make it was nice, and none of the non-ECW guys got involved. It was the ECW crew doing an ECW show, and they didn't shut the audience either. I bet you'll never hear a shut the fuck up chant in the Impact Zone ever again. It was nice they just stepped back and gave the guys the floor.
Okay, I have
interminate amount of problems with that.
Well, let me start. First, you say that the WWE talent One Night Stand interfere with it being an ECW product, but Dixie Carter joining in the beer bash and all the TNA wrestlers talking on the screen like they knew, and I bet none of them watched these. Well, maybe they did, but it didn't seem like they even watched ECW. They were just given a microphone and say, talk about this. So, for that, I don't get it, no.
And the tribute segment? You mean the one little PowerPoint presentation of, oh, this is for all the guys who died?
They didn't even list anyone.
No names.
That was weird.
No pictures.
I could see where they didn't have pictures. Well,
it's not like they were running long. The show ended at 10:40.
Yeah, you could have still listed the names of the guys.
Or could
Ridiculous.
they? For legal reasons.
No,
Yeah,
Sorg,
legal reasons.
you can say their actual names.
True.
Like
True.
Chris Candido.
Okay.
Or Rocco Rock or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just stating fact. You're not trying to use it to sell anything. You're paying tribute to them.
Yeah.
Look, this was another case of TNA taking time away from TNA talent. If you wanted to see an ECW show that was, and this is me talking, this is Lunchbox, I'm not reading the email. If you wanted to see an ECW show run and put on by nothing but ECW guys, don't go watch One Night Stand, don't watch this hardcore thing, go watch Hardcore Homecoming. Because that's what that was. That was ECW show by ECW guys, fuck you, the end.
Yeah. They didn't have to. They have to worry about
another example of TNA not understanding that they have talent in their own roster and going elsewhere and trying to bring in ratings elsewhere instead of using the more than deep talent pool they already have.
Right. TNA needs to be put on a hiring freeze. No, they do. They have over 100 active wrestlers.
I agree.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But to be fair, they didn't hire anybody from that night that they brought in.
Sorg,
what's that?
I won't spoil anything because I know WrestleFan hasn't read anything. But I'm just saying.
You know what? I know where you're getting.
They have other talent.
You can say it now. I muted everything.
Okay.
And he's not going to know when to come back.
These EV 2.0 guys aren't going away. They're not going away for a long time.
Ooh.
I hear they want to run the angle that they're running until October.
At least most of them.
Until October, Sorg.
Wow.
And they're signing more indie people. Like I heard Becky Bayless just signed with someone else and they're going to do a Jersey Shore gimmick.
Roderick Strong was just backstage.
Roderick Strong was just backstage. They need to stop hiring people.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say that because, there's two companies.
Mm-hmm.
But TNA doesn't use the talent they have wisely. Why the hell are they going to use all these new people wisely?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. WrestleFan,
you can come back now. WrestleFan. Well, he'll come back eventually.
He doesn't know things.
Go ahead with the email.
Oh, okay. 3, location. So what? So they did show in the Impact Zone. Big fucking deal. The crowd was just the same, the matches were just as good, and nothing would have been any different if they'd done the show at the Hammerstein or the Alhambra, except the familiar building. It's the same thing with WrestleMania. Is WrestleMania any different when they do it at Madison Square Garden instead of anywhere else?
It is.
Yes. Yes, it is. Take it from someone who's seen an ECW show in Hammerstein. Take it from someone who's seen a WrestleMania in MSG. Hate to say it, New York crowds are different.
This is true.
Philadelphia crowds are different.
Philadelphia crowds are different. That is absolutely true.
That is true.
The Impact Zone are
Philly's different than
is
Cleveland.
Is it smaller or less of a show? Nope. It's just a familiar building where things have happened before. It doesn't change the show in any way. So to say that it was bullshit because they did the pay-per-view at the Impact Zone as opposed to New York is irrelevant because it wouldn't change the thing. And we all disagree. Well, I think that's it. I'll stop here and brace for my public execution and subsequent blacklisting from the Wrestling Mayhem show.
Done.
But if by some miracle I am not run off of the internets forever, I shall return next week on the heels of SummerSlam with thoughts and opinions.
Wow, the excitement! Because new Chips Ahoy.
Stupid ad, sorry.
Chips.
I want Chips Ahoy now.
This episode of the Wrestling Mayhem show is brought to you by Chips Ahoy.
Fuck you, WrestleFan. It's brought to you by Oreos.
Oreos.
Exactly.
I have Burger King over there. And as always, I am the Rock and Roll Outlaw. And fuck this long. This was a long email. Be jealous.
The long email?
It
wasn't that long of an email.
Well, Anyways, we got one more here. I will do a blind reading of this one. Yay, shorter. All right, guys, this one's from The Riz WMS. That's you guys. SummerSlam is this week, and breaking tradition from my top 5 list and give you people my favorite SummerSlam moment. The year was 1994, and I was a young 7-year-old little boy and knew nothing about what my brother called the World Wrestling Federation. So I saw that my mother bought a WWF pay-per-view, and the very first memory that I can remember is my wrestling fandom happened when I saw Undertaker face off against The Undertaker. At this time, I was not in tune with any storylines or even knew what the hell I was watching, but I guess noticing that there was a 7-foot man who looks dead facing off against another 7-foot man who is a mirror image of the man who he is going up against was very intriguing to a 7-year-old little kid. Ever since then, my brother stopped watching wrestling, and I, as you can probably tell, am just that very intrigued 7-year-old boy. Still, I will leave you the question. So, what was your SummerSlam or your first memory of being a wrestling fan, guys?
Yeah, that match was like one of those old WWF games where like you can pit a wrestler against the same wrestler
and change his costume a little bit, so you didn't confuse him. It was like a Street Fighter match.
Those are awesome.
So what's your guys' SummerSlam or earliest memory?
Well, for me, actually, it's kind of ironic because when I first really got into wrestling was around, I think, SummerSlam 2002, and that was the
God,
Triple
you're
H.
young.
Yeah, I know. We all know, and it was during the Triple H Shawn Michaels feud, back when Triple H turned heel after coming back from that quad injury, and they had that big no disqualification kind of match at SummerSlam. So for me, I think that would be mine personally.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's definitely a lot of other SummerSlam moments that top that, but that's just mine personally.
Awesome, man, Mike.
Well, I've said my first interaction with wrestling way too many times on the show, but my first SummerSlam moment was SummerSlam 89 was actually the first pay-per-view I bought for myself when I was a kid. Like, I've seen SummerSlam 89 so many times. Like, I know lines of commentary by heart just because I was so intrigued by wrestling, but I didn't know where I could see it, when I could see it, how I could see it. So I just kept watching SummerSlam 89 over and over again. It wasn't even the best SummerSlam in the world. It was actually probably one of the worst.
Yeah.
But it's just that's one of my favorite SummerSlams just for that reason.
LB.
SummerSlam 1993. This was when I would always watch like Superstars at home and everything like that, but this is one of the first ones that I went with my grandfather to this local bar that he hung out at, and maybe it was a sportsman's club or something, where they would order the pay-per-views, right? Now, let me run down this gem of a card, okay? Razor Ramon beat Ted DiBiase. That's right. The Steiner brothers, they were still brothers. Rick and Scott defeated the Heavenly Bodies with Jim Cornette. These were the days, my friends.
Oh, God, Heavenly Bodies. Fuck yes.
Yeah, Tom Pritchard and Jimmy Del Rey. Shawn Michaels.
Hey, that's the Dr. Delight Tom Pritchard and the Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey.
Gigolo.
Shawn Michaels with Diesel beat Mr. Perfect by a countout for the Intercontinental Championship. IRS defeat back when he was still the 1-2-3 kid.
Back before he was real in China.
Oh, Lord.
Fam, why did you have to put that in our heads?
Bret Hart. That's right. Right smack dab in the middle of the card, in a 9-minute, 5-second epic battle, defeated Doink the Clown. And then he went on to wrestle Jerry Lawler. Because why not? And, here's an old favorite. Ludwig Borga.
Ludwig.
Marty Jannetty.
Ludwig Borga from Helsinki, Finland.
Now, in an 8-minute barn burner, a rest in peace match, The Undertaker with Paul Bearer defeated the legend himself, the Giant Gonzalez.
That's even better.
Holy crap.
I think that was after their crappy match they had at WrestleMania 9.
Yeah, I think that's where it led to.
Tatanka and the Smoking Guns defeated Bam Bam Bigelow and the Head Shrinkers. Why not? And Lex Luger defeated Yokozuna for the it was a singles match for the WWF Championship.
It was a count out.
But Lex Luger didn't win because it was a count out. So
also just saying that SummerSlam I think had the best poster ever.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was Yoko bonsaiing the American flag, right?
Yeah. With the
Which
tagline,
Which
Fat
year was
Chance.
that?
Correct.
Which year was that?
93.
93.
It was fantastic.
93.
1 second. Oh,
With
there
the
it is.
tagline,
My
Fat
favorite
Chance,
old
somebody has to
WWE
stop him.
Poster, though.
Hold on.
It was a Survivor Series poster, and there was 2 different versions, and one was the heel team, like going to cut up a turkey with the American flag on it, and the other one was the American team cutting up a turkey with the Japanese flag on it.
There's the SummerSlam Fat Chance poster. Now, I wanted to bring up here because I wanted to look at mine because mine is SummerSlam 98, and look at that one. I don't think I've ever seen this one.
Oh, it's the Highway to Hell.
Highway to Hell. This is the first WWF pay-per-view I ever bought.
Wow.
Because, well, not having cable and being an ECW or a WCW fan for a few years. After we did.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sorg.
Yeah, tell me about it. Hey, no, you know what? We, like I said, I've mentioned it before on the show. We got cable like right as Scott Hall started invading the WCW, so it was the high point. I was right there along for the ride, and when we started getting tired of the pay-per-views and screw jobs and everything, we decided to give WWF a shot. This was ours, and we never went back.
By the way, I hope no one noticed that the World Trade Centers were destroyed in that picture.
Oh,
whoopsie!
Is it? Oh, wow! Whoops! There's a little.
Well, no, actually,
That's
no. It's funny. We were actually talking about that at work because we were watching some of the build up to it.
Yeah.
And we just saw it was really kind of funny.
Yeah.
All right.
Looking back on it, it's funny.
Yeah. So on that note, that's all the fan mail for this week. Like we said, please, drop a line into us at goodtimes@wrestlingmayhemshow.com. We'll read it here on the air. You can become an email superstar too, guys. So now at this time, we usually touch base on the indie news. Not a lot going on. There's some shows I think we're going to talk about next week leading up to towards the end of the month, but nothing really kind of stuck out for us this week, WrestleFan. But I know there's some action going on over in Ring of Honor.
There is some very, very interesting news in Ring of Honor. The rumor going around, it's more of a more confirmed thing than a rumor, is the fact that current Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion Tyler Black has been offered a developmental contract with World Wrestling Entertainment. Very interesting situation. ROH hasn't mentioned anything as far as on their end goes.
They usually don't.
Go ahead.
They usually don't.
They usually don't know. Well, I think actually they did a little bit when Danielson and McGuinness were leaving. But basically, the deal is that they'll offer him a developmental deal. He'll probably work in FCW, and he'll have to start in September, which isn't too long from now. So, if he is going to accept this deal, you would think that ROH is going to have to drop the title from him in the next 4 or 5 weeks.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new farm team for the big leagues is the ROH champion. That's what happened with Nigel McGuinness? I don't think he dropped the belt until he was looking to leave.
Yeah.
So, or maybe he got injured and then they started signing him away. But according
CM Punk.
What is CM Punk?
CM Punk.
But according to ProWrestling.net, Black recently indicated on his Twitter page that he had a big decision to make. Jason Powell over there was told recently that TNA made Black an offer as well. But it sounds like he's WWF bound, of course. So that's going to be a big deal. And they mentioned here also if Black's leaving in September, Davey Richards is supposed to be retiring at the end of the year. That's going to be a big
ROH is going to. I actually think it won't be too bad for ROH because they have the talent to actually move up into the.
You know what? They have so
team.
much indie talent going through there at the TV tapings. Like I said, we saw the dark matches and stuff. I mean, you've got people like Bobby
Christopher Daniels coming back to ROH.
I wouldn't be surprised if Samoa Joe ends up back there by the end of the year.
If these things keep going the way they are with TNA, you never know.
If he's smart.
This could make a lot of room. Maybe they'll bring up some of the guys. Maybe we'll see some of the guys we know. Like, I know Shima and Bobby Shields and everybody have been pretty big fixtures up there at the TV tapings. So, maybe some of them will kind of move up. Bobby Shields made another appearance this week.
I want to see Facade in ROH.
Oh, dude,
actually, interesting news. Just a small note. Talking about Michael Passad. He actually made his return to CZW this past weekend.
Excellent.
For their show in North Carolina, I think. And also, obviously, with the stuff with Tyler Black and more with ROH, go to ROHWrestling.com. Another interesting news that I just remembered about, if we to look into the side of women's wrestling, WSU, Women's Superstars Uncensored, had a big event in New Jersey, I believe, with a very stellar main event of their champion, Mercedes Martinez, defending her championship against newly released WWE diva Mickie James.
I've seen pictures and videos all over the internet for this.
It looks like it was a very, from what I've been hearing, it was a great 16-minute match. Mercedes coming out on top in that one, and they're actually going to have the DVD out soon on their website. I believe the website is wsuwrestling.com. So yeah, definitely look into that. Very interesting stuff coming from that event.
There you go.
And that's all I have for Indie Minute this week.
I did have a couple other notes. It looks like Alyssa Flash has regained that RCW championship with what was going on there. So that's kind of cool. Of course, also known as cheerleader Melissa, and also
Raisha Saeed.
Yes, in TNA.
So
cool to see them doing some. It's a men's title that she won in RCW. So go look at that. We have some
I think
stuff.
it's in the Texas area, actually.
Yeah, that's in the Texas area, sir. Why weren't you covering that?
Go find it, WrestleFan.
Go find it.
Go look for it.
Go.
I also wanted to note, I caught the end of Ring of Honor just a little bit while I was kind of settling in last night. Tyler Black versus Christopher Daniels headlined the show last night. I know there's probably replays through the week. Also, there's a YouTube channel that I found out. Let's see if I can find that. I think it's ROH Brazil.
Yeah.
But you can go there, and apparently they got. I was reading about this. They got an exclusive agreement to show the ROH shows every Thursday. They will post the latest episode on here on YouTube. I guess it's completely legit. It's the most recent episode. So, and I know I missed the last couple of weeks. I've been meaning to catch up since they've finally gotten out of what I actually attended. So, that's pretty cool. And
also to mention, they have another set of tapings coming up this weekend for ROH with 2 big matches already announced. 2 steel cage matches. One being
tapings?
Austin Aries against Delirious.
Wow.
And another being Kevin Steen and Steve Corino against Colt Cabana and El Generico. So that's definitely going to be real interesting, especially from the street fight the 4 men had on past episode of ROH and HDNet.
Excellent. Yeah, and I know they're setting up. Looks like they're setting up for a cage match involving, I think, Colt Cabana and Carino or Steen before the next pay-per-view. Also returning, I was looking at the website. They're starting to advertise this on the show. Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas against the Kings of Wrestling at the next pay-per-view.
I think I might have to go with that.
I think. Yeah, I was kind of looking at that for the Mega Bus, but I'm not sure now.
And for those that also...
When is that, Sorg?
September
do you know
11th.
when the next pay-per-view is?
That is September 11th at the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Awesome.
Because that's when I want to go to New York, is September 11th.
Don't worry, everything's fine. Just don't fly.
I'm sure it's super safe by then. Wow. Okay, moving on. I think that covers all of the indie news.
To be fair,
yes.
Listen. To be fair, Mad Mike can make those kind of jokes all he wants. He is a New Yorker.
He is a New Yorker, yes.
I state that I can make the jokes because I could literally see the towers from my dorm room when it happened.
Ooh.
That's a shoot. That's a
shoot.
shoot.
All right. But we're not getting into that. I think we need to go right. Let's go ahead into the music break. LB, what are we listening to today, sir?
Bombs over Baghdad.
Not that song.
They don't have that on IOTA.
No, sorry.
They do have many things, and I listen to many things. And if you'd like to know some of the many things that I listen to, go to last.fm/user/DJ Lunchbox/library/recent. And if I have played it either on my phone or on my Winamp, you, my friends, can check it out. But today, I'd like to return a little bit to the Mayhem Show's roots here, okay? Because for the past few weeks, I've been handing out a little bit of electro nonsense here and there, little beeps and boops and whatnot, but I would like to return to what we know so well here on the Wrestling Mayhem Show, and that, my friends, is sweet hip-hop. Why Love? The name of the song is Move On, featuring D-Scribe, and this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show.
I'm the sickest on the planet, H1N1, so fresh, can't can it. Cases stuck on dumb like they can't understand it. We've been off that. since the tower's been standing. We on that black and white, like we was Nick at night. Spitting 16 since they rock British nights. I keep a million hype and keep my Yiddish right. Etc. Cause y'all already feel me, right? All I do is win, why love victory. Strictly on grind till Starbucks is tipping me. We on that Shem speed, that's what the difference be. Find a true lyricist, no find one that isn't me.
I've been stuck in this place for so long. The weight pulling me down, so strong. Gotta move forward, just got to move on. I've been stuck in this place for so long. The weight pulling me down, so strong. Gotta move forward, just got to move on.
I'ma take the throne, can't none of y'all stop me. My picture's on your phone like y'all was paparazzi. Never dropped the mic like my hands was epoxy. Even Rush Limbaugh, love it like the Oxy. I ain't trying to split the fame up, khati. I got all my words on point like Yahtzee. Game ain't push it, I told y'all it's tricky. Gon' need a rap bod like when Drake marries Nicki. Y'all don't hop, I'm so hot. I love this hip hop like Geneva loves clocks. Now we on top and it really won't stop. Doing well like Sean Bell before he got shot. Go so global, don't need no visa. Rhyme so hot, you rock fireproof speakers. So street, in a past life I was a sneaker. Shh, put the whole club on Steaker.
I've been stuck in this place for so long. The weight pulling me down, so strong. Gotta move forward, just got to move on. I've been stuck in this place for so long. The weight pulling me down, so strong. Gotta move forward, just got to move on.
I'ma bring love, no resemblance to the haters. Me and that beat like Boston and the Lakers. Shem Speed was the hottest click and it still is. Y'all heard Y16? Yo, we killed it. My tracks on leak like my name was Exxon. Put Yitzy in the figure, it'll make your bone. Impossible to cop like my name was Teflon. Put the haters on blast like a Smith & Wesson. I'm on your video, I'm live in stereo. I'm unsinkable just like I was a Cheerio. My rhyming get you hyper like I was Mountain Dew. Running this kosher game since 2002. About to break out the box like Mandela. Why Love and Shem Speed remain top selling. Y'all count hundreds, thousands, trillions. Even in recessions, y'all can still pay attention.
I've been stuck in this place for so long. The weight pulling me down, so strong. Gotta move forward, just got to move on. I've been stuck in this place for so long. The weight pulling me down, so strong. Gotta move forward, just got to move on.
Hey, this is Bubba the Bulldog, and you're listening to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. And if you listen to any other wrestling show, it means you suck.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the one, the only.
It's the men of the Wrestling Mayhem Show at WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
It's like a fountain.
What's up, guys? We're back. Wrestling Mayhem Show 231. No guests this week, but we're working on some stuff next week. Some in-studio guests it looks like are coming in. Somebody that ends with a D and somebody that ends with a facade. But we'll see. We'll see if that works out over the week.
Somebody that ends with a D.
Delicious. Okay, I want to check in with our sponsor before this gets too out of hand. audiblepodcast.com/Sorgatron Media was where you can get your free audio book, of course, as usual. Why haven't you tried it yet? You're listening to a podcast. It's free. No risk to you. You can cancel anytime. Cancel within 14 days. You keep the book. You keep the book. It's yours.
Keep the book.
Keep the book. And of course, we'd like to put a pick out for you. And this week, I think DJLunchbox has a little something for your listening pleasure.
I do, Sorgatron, I do. One of my favorite books, and this is a book that I've mentioned before. I'm pretty sure it's been an Audible pick in the past. Kitchen Confidential, written by Anthony Bourdain. It's an excellent, excellent book. Made me a fan of his. I watch his show. I've read his other books. A great writer. And I was in Barnes & Noble the other day, and he's put out another book, Medium Raw, A Bloody Valentine to the World of Food and the People Who Cook. And I picked it up, and I was like, holy shit, it's $30. I'm unemployed. I can't afford that. So I go home. And I'm in despair. And I noticed, wait a minute. I have Audible.com. Audible.com will save me. So I go into Audible.com and I look, and there it is. all 9 hours. That's right, folks. Invest some time in this one. It's totally worth it. 9 hours of Medium Raw by Anthony Bourdain. It is a spectacular book and the perfect follow-up to Kitchen Confidential. It talks about the strange journey that he's taken from the kitchen of Leal all the way to having his own TV show on the Food Network and now on the Discovery Channel. Maybe it's a travel channel. I don't know. I don't have cable anymore. Either way, it's a fantastic book. You catch up with people that he mentioned in the previous book. He talks about the state of food today. He talks about his crazy life having a daughter. And there's a whole chapter on hamburgers, which that is reason alone to buy the book. Medium Raw, A Bloody Valentine to the World of Food and the People Who Cook by Anthony Bourdain. Check it out today. Audible.com/Sorgatron Media.
We can hit it
now. That's all well and good. It's a great book. It's very interesting and I enjoy it. But there's one thing missing. Hot,
lesbian sex
nerdy
stories.
Women talking about lesbian sex. And you know who might have a story like that? Mad Mike might have a story about that. Tell us, Mad Mike.
Mad Mike has a story about that. You see, last week I talked about Olivia Munn's book, Suck It, Wonder Woman. And I said that I was probably going to use that for my free book. And, as you can see by my iPod, actually, you can't see it. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Kind of make it
I have used it. And, oh man, oh mun. That's all I have to say about that.
Wow.
Oh man, oh mun. Very, very funny book. I'm about 3/4 of the way through it. She gives sex tips. She talks about her first lesbian experience. She talks about her all Disney wardrobe when she was a youngin'. It's a fantastic listen. It really is. And it's Olivia Munn, so, you know, it's still pretty awesome. And she has a really, really funny story about a director that she came across and a director who came across her kind of inadvertently.
Oh,
take that however you will, but it's such a hilarious story.
I do want to point out here that I was putting some stuff up on the website or from the website about these. Look, here's the Medium Raw book that LB just suggested, and look, people will also like Suck It, Wonder Woman, and if you like Suck It, Wonder Woman, you might also like Medium Raw. It's a circle.
And see, that's why DJ Lunchbox and I like each other.
That's right. He's the eater.
That's
you're
correct.
the lesbian.
We share the similar taste.
Hamburgers and lesbians.
Food and lesbians.
He's a chef. She's a lesbian.
WrestleFan just came up with CBS's new primetime hit.
And also under Suck It, Wonder Woman is Shit My Dad Says, which is CBS's new primetime hit.
Yeah! Look at that. Full circle.
Oh, diggity daffodils.
Didn't even plan that one.
That is right. All right. There you go. You know where to get this stuff. Go check it out, please. And it supports the show. Seriously, if you go to that link to check it out. It's free, and you help us out. Why not? All right, guys. Let's get back into the swearing and the talking about wrestling. Of course, we touched base. There is way more to say about this pay-per-view this past weekend with Hardcore Justice.
Fuck that Philadelphia promotion that we can't mention on TV because we'll get sued.
Yeah, that one. So my thoughts on it, I got a chance to watch it over the last couple of days. And having watched, I actually own Hardcore Homecoming. Watched both of the one night stands on pay-per-view when they happened. As far as feel goes, I can't say it's better than One Night Stand. I can say it's better than Hardcore Homecoming as far as quality, because Hardcore Homecoming had a lot of guys that probably shouldn't still be in there. Had more of the guys that have been far let go and had really crappy matches. Right. Not to mention the production, which I guess kind of made it feel like ECW. But again, I wasn't there. I wasn't really there those days. So,
shitty ring lighting.
I enjoyed One Night Stand immensely. This, and as far as the shitty ring light, I don't know what was up with the shitty ring lighting. At least I took away.
I think you made the point to me that it was to make it more of an ECW feel.
Yeah, I think it helped a little bit.
But the thing is, they use that same lighting for Explosion.
Do they?
Yeah.
which is kind of a shitty feel because it's the third-rate syndicated program for India.
Maybe it's just me. I've been to a lot of ECW shows in my day because I used to run New York all the time.
Yeah, so you have more experience than we do in firsthand.
I've seen a lot of ECW on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot recall a single ECW show where the entire ring was draped in blue light. It was a Kmart blue light special of ECW.
Yeah, okay.
That's exactly what it was.
That's a very good description.
I hate when they do it. I hate it when they do it on the pay-per-view. I hate it when they do it for TNA Explosion.
It feels, to me, it feels like, I don't know. As far as match delivery, WrestleFan was telling me that it kind of dips in the middle and got better towards the last match.
Yeah, the first two matches were pretty good. They were pretty good to okay.
But you know what? There wasn't too much that was a horrible match. Okay. Now I've seen comments that are like, "Well, as a pay-per-view, this is the worst one TNA's put on all year." As far as the work rate, you don't have the X Division guys. You don't have guys that are like 25 and flipping around the ring.
Right.
Which is unfortunate because how many times in that pay-per-view where they're like, hey, we weren't all about the blood and gore and everything. We also had the matches and da-da-da. Okay, then why didn't you bring anybody on that could do those matches? That could do that.
Because they're all in WWE, Sorg.
Because they're all in WWE.
Mm-hmm. Or dead.
Or dead, yeah.
Dead.
Or in Mexico. Or have coke problems like Juventud Guerrera or whatever.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, okay.
I was going to say, because Tajiri and Super Crazy were doing stuff in Japan, but I mean, shit.
Well, that could be too. Well, no, because he was the one that was like found naked in the hotel room in Australia on a WCW tour.
Oh, yeah.
Those were the days.
That's true. I remember that.
The juice is loose.
No, Sorg. He wasn't found. He wasn't found. He was running through the hotel naked.
To be fair, he was probably just doing his best Ric Flair imitation.
Oh, the juice.
That's true. All right, and I don't know what's going on. You guys have. This is the second time you guys have frozen on the Skype line.
Oh no!
You'll come back in a minute. That's fine. Everybody's in interesting poses right there.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the C.W. Anderson Too Cold Scorpio match.
Yes.
Mainly because of the fact that Too Cold Scorpio can still do a moonsault leg drop.
I like that match, but it seemed kind of in slow motion because of CW.
Yeah, but I think that's CW.
Well, yeah, I know. The way I described it, because I was in a chat room while I was watching it because I had a less than legal stream. It was kind of like watching Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Okay. Ooh.
Like a lot of the elements were there. A lot of the elements I enjoyed were there. Some of the elements that couldn't be there were bastardized, and all of the action seemed a lot slower.
For instance, they brought back Raven's lackey Lupus.
Never Lupus.
Who
he's not even Lupus. If you're gonna have Lupus, bring the real Lupus.
Actually played by one of the Team 3D Training Center students.
God.
I think the real Lupus is retired though.
Okay.
Well,
then why do you bring back Lupus?
Bring in someone that's supposed to be Lupus.
Well, you know what they should have done? They should have had that kid come out and say he was Tyler Fullington.
Yeah.
That would have been funny.
Same as Drill Kid would have done it,
That
probably.
would have been great. Dude, that would have been awesome.
Thank you. And I'm sorry, one of the worst things about that whole pay-per-view, the blue Tilly.
What was that?
They knew Meanie wasn't going to be at the show.
Mm-hmm. Even had a tape thing from Meanie saying he wasn't going to be at the show.
Yes. Stevie Richards didn't even don his big Stevie Cool attire.
No, he didn't.
There were no Daisy Dukes.
Why the fuck did you insist on trying to do the BWO? Which technically, I think they can do BWO because it's a parody.
Although apparently,
unless WWE licensed it,
I'm thinking there's some management with TNA or standards and practices with Panda Energy that maybe went a little more overboard than they should have as far as legal. Issues.
Apparently WWE didn't even threaten them.
Yeah.
To the point where they were going to sue them for anything.
I don't think WWE even cares.
I think they were a little more worried than actually were. Like, really, Balls Mahoney, I can't imagine, because
Cajones, really?
He was using that beforehand.
And I'm sorry,
Incredible?
Balls, you can spell balls with a Z.
Yeah, you go.
And it would work.
There you
My
go.
God.
It would have been the exact same thing as spelling rhino with a Y.
although you have to say, Just Incredible is the other kind of story, because it's not because of WWE that it wasn't allowed to use his name. According to ProWrestling.net, it's because an indie promoter with a grudge actually had his girlfriend trademark the Just Incredible name. It was not a WWE trademark issue.
What a dick.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I mean, I think, and even even Powell on here says, one would think that Polacco could contest the trademark filing since he has prior usage. Yeah, but remember, I think he's still working at Kmart in Philadelphia.
No,
so
he can't get off from his shift at the Olive Garden.
Yeah, I don't think he can.
By the way,
that.
because Polacco was there at the show, the entire Impact Zone got free breadsticks and salad.
Excellent.
I'd love It's Incredible to serve me some breadsticks, and not in that way. I know you can take it that way.
It's too late.
Don't I know you from somewhere? Nah.
Don't worry, these breadsticks aren't just the coolest; they're not just the best.
God.
Oh man.
And actually, I will tell you, it was a smart move to not put Sandman in an actual match.
Yeah, he's been kind of going downhill lately. We saw some of it firsthand when he was in IWC.
Motherfucker.
When has that ever stopped TNA from booking someone?
That's true. Another guy that didn't show up, Jerry Lynn, apparently his back was too hurt to even get on an airplane to be on hand.
Although I heard that they do want to do the RVD Jerry Lynn match sometime down the line, so they may wait till he gets his MRI and then sign him.
That could be.
They should sign Jerry Lynn.
They should in general. They had him on there before for a while, but
no, WrestleFan, they shouldn't sign anyone else. They have enough wrestlers.
They should release some people, and then they should sign them.
Hey, you know what?
Like if they're so into signing veterans, why don't they sign the veterans that can actually go, like Jerry Lynn and Too Cold Scorpio?
There you go.
That's a good point.
But hey, there's an answer to your Ring of Honor problem. You can just hire all these old guys. They're getting dropped off from TNA when they start.
Well, the way I look at it, Sorg, Ring of Honor in about 3 years is probably going to have our ECW show.
At this rate. God.
And then WrestleLicious.
And that's the other thing.
Yes, and then WrestleLicious. It'll be Francine and hour-long catfight with Dawn Marie.
Speaking of that, Francine looked hot!
The extreme MILF.
Yeah,
oh my
was
God.
Very, very milfy and okay, wasn't she?
Oh, yeah.
There's something wrong with you people.
I thought it was kind of weird that
Wait.
Hey, I had a crush on her!
Coming from LB?
So did I, and I saw that video, and I'm sorry, WrestleFan, she's sitting there being nice, not showing any cleavage next to her baby.
She was showing cleavage!
She was showing cleavage.
She had to be feeding her baby like that?
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. Like, she couldn't take time out from feeding her child for 2 minutes to do a promo.
Is the kid just constantly eating?
Have you ever lived?
Hey,
dude, have you ever lived with a baby?
Hey, she can cut a promo while feeding me with a bottle. I wouldn't care.
Whoa.
Either they're hungry or they're asleep. Again.
She can cut a promo while feeding me with a bottle. I don't care.
I'm not even going to touch that one.
I made the AIDS joke.
WrestleFan, you're a fetus.
Exactly.
But you are not Francine's fetus.
We mentioned last week the guy that also refused to show up, Shane Douglas. Some comments got out in regards to that. Let's see. That's my one and only demand of TNA. Give me Ric Flair, and I would think that Dixie Carter, after paying a 61-year-old piece of garbage $500,000 a year in the financial shape that they're in, that she would order the piece of garbage into the match. But apparently not. Apparently she must be buddies with them. I haven't seen Ric Flair has been doing anything positive TNA that would warrant her taking any preferential treatment for Dick Flair any more than anyone else. Ric Flair's made these statements, back them up. If not, shut up. It's something.
Shane Douglas being as mature as ever.
Yeah, that's right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
He suggests you start more back up your statements. I would say that he has a better chance of fighting his wife or one of the prostitutes that rolled him for his Rolexes than he has of getting in the ring and making a statement with me.
Whoa!
Bam! Douglas also fired shots at Dixie Carter.
Hey, I met Shane Douglas on the streets of Pittsburgh, and I support it.
He's a nice guy. Yeah, he's been at the IWC shows. He's a pretty cool guy as far as that goes. But don't be Ric Flair.
Shane Douglas is a hypocrite.
He says something about Dixie Carter. What connection does TNA do the Carters or any of the talent in TNA? No respect to any of them. They're all great talent. But what do any of them have to do with ECW? The answer is zero zips out of Zippo. There's no connection whatsoever. It's a desperate grab for a rating on a pay-per-view for a company that does a traditional 6,000 to 8,000 buys, paltry by any measure, even by the old ECW measure. And the person who heads TNA told me one time, well, we don't want to copy ECW. After all, they failed. And now here they are 5 years later, and that person is now trying to conduct the pay-per-view to get some kind of ratings, some kind of cash flow into their company pockets. I find this disgusting on every level. And again, Shane Douglas, isn't he the man that spearheaded the hardcore homecoming shows the first time around?
Yes.
I everything's so fractured now. I don't think you can say that any of these ECW shows have been perfect by any measure, because they've always been missing somebody that you think should be there because of contractual obligations or whatnot.
Or that they work for WWE.
But okay, everybody's had their turn. I mean, Paul Heyman, you and RVD, you've had your turn with WWE backing you. Shane Douglas, you had your turn. Tommy Dreamer, you had your turn with TNA backing you. Let's kill it off now, okay?
Not happening.
We've buried
Not
it.
happening.
It won't happen.
No.
Like I said,
WrestleFan, it's not happening.
Like I said last week, they will do ECW reunions until every ECW wrestler for the past dies. That's what will happen. That's the fact about it.
And then we'll have
we're gonna need to start killing old ECW wrestlers.
Whoa,
I'm gonna start with Chris Chetty.
Whoa.
Oh, not Chris Chetty.
Look, if Sabu hasn't been killed by the ridiculous shit he's done
God.
I don't think you have much of a chance. I'm pretty sure you could shoot him in the head 3 or 4 times and he's still gonna be flipping off chairs.
Yeah, but he'll botch the landing.
He didn't botch anything at the pay-per-view.
He didn't botch anything at the pay-per-view. That is entirely factual.
Fucker stepped it up.
He wasn't looking too
shocked
bad last night. Although, where did his hair go? Did he have cancer or something?
He is now Stone Cold Sabu. He was Austin's stunt double in the Expendables.
He shaved his head a few months ago.
Okay.
He had lupus.
It was lupus.
So
Did anyone else also? I mean, with the whole fact of it being an ECW pay-per-view, did anyone hate the fact that Mike Tenay was commentating?
Yes, immensely. I would have preferred Mick Foley and Taz. Mick Foley and Taz should have commentated the pay-per-view.
They should have. Or at least have fucking Joe Gertner get up there or something.
And it was a little awkward, the we can't mention the name incidents, like how they had to dance around it all evening. I know they explained it and everything, but still.
Although, my favorite part about the commentary the entire night was when the fake Blue World Order came out with the BW 2.0 shirt.
Oh God.
And Taz went, this is quote from the event. Taz went, BW 2.0, yuck. And then Tenay says, well, I think that's kind of a take on EV 2.0. And then there was a long pause. There was a very long pause.
There's a lot of awkward
Taz
stuff
was just
like
yep, that happened.
I caught Taz calling Cajones balls a couple times, and Tenay tried to correct him. You mean Cajones Taz? But I mean, Taz was having fun, and it was entertaining in its own right. Although,
So another thing with the names thing during the Tommy Dreamer Raven match, they had the thing with Beulah and her kids at ringside and that whole stuff. And when she actually comes in with the run-in, apparently they can't call her Beulah. And they not just that, but they mentioned through the entire match, well, Tommy Dreamer's wife, Teresa, in there, she needs to get out of there. We need to get Tommy Dreamer's wife, Teresa, out of there. Her name isn't even Teresa.
It's not even her real name?
It's Trisha.
I'm pretty sure
not
it
Teresa.
Is. I'm pretty sure
it's Trisha. Trust me, it's not Teresa. So, they couldn't use her ring name, and they couldn't even use her real name. Yeah, Wikipedia that shit.
I'm gonna Wikipedia that shit.
Trisha Hayes.
Trisha Hayes. Not Teresa Hayes.
It depends on how you pronounce it, WrestleFan. You're from Texas. Southerners
That's
pronounce things
different.
wrong.
It's
Trissa. You can pronounce it Teresa.
There's no E in there.
So what? T-I also sounds like tuh.
It's not T-I though. It's
Use
T-R.
phonics. Phonics, WrestleFan.
It was ridiculous.
WrestleFan, that might be how she pronounces it.
That could be.
I don't think it is.
Well, I think she would know.
All right. Moving on. There's
WrestleFan. Taz has known Tommy Dreamer for over 15 years. I think he knows how to pronounce his wife's name.
Really? Do you think so?
WrestleFan, shut the fuck up.
Taz.
Shut the fuck up, you goddamn penis.
Okay. Moving on. There's plenty of other wrestling news. We need to touch base on a few of them before we go on. First, I wanted to touch on this. This actually came in my email from High Spots. Did you know there's a Project Paul London Season 1 double DVD-R out there?
I saw that.
I
it's pretty much Paul London going around and doing crazy shit and getting high, and I might pick it up, actually.
You probably would.
WrestleFan, do not give him money for doing
this. Paul London's hilarious. When the Hardy Boys do it, it's different. When Paul London does it, it's hilarious.
No, when the Hardy Boys do it, it's the same reason Paul London's doing it, only they actually have jobs.
Let's see. Here's a good description on here. Episode 3, Corporate Wrestling. Back to the craziness. Paul gets on his soapbox and gives a passionate, alcohol-laced, unique monologue on corporate wrestling. After filming this, I told several people that I don't know for sure what we filmed, but all I know is that it was really good. This could be some of the best footage we have ever shot at highspots.com. It has to be seen to be believed. So there you go. There's the grocery store. Say you are what you eat. We follow Paul London around a grocery store and find out what he eats that makes him so crazy. There's a Jimmy.
He must eat potheads.
There's a Jimmy Yang episode. There's one where Paul is looking for Undertaker in a graveyard, but is it the right graveyard? Let's see. Gathering of the Bear Skin Rug. Wow. And the last episode.
I want this DVD.
there are bonus matches of Paul London and AJ Styles versus the Overboys. London and Tom Howard against Michael Shane and King. I don't even know who these people are. Something in Japan. Wow. There you go. So
speaking of the Hardy Boys, can I have a quick little rant here?
Go for it.
Okay. Speaking of the Hardy, one particular Hardy boy, Jeff Hardy. All right, Jeff Hardy. The legal system has failed us once again because they pushed his court date back so much, and they're even pushing litigation, all this shit, push back. If they had done this shit when they should have, and put him in prison with the proper speed, he would not have been at home in his shitty trailer, fucking his girlfriend, and doing acid, and now she's pregnant. Beth is pregnant. That's right, folks. Beth, girlfriend of Jeff Hardy, is now pregnant.
Beth Britt.
He's gonna swanton bomb off her womb.
That's exactly right. And this is a horrible development. That kid is gonna be fucked from the start. Why didn't you fuckers listen to me when I said put Jeff Hardy in prison? You should have put him in prison in the first place. He should be in prison now, and he shouldn't have gotten Beth pregnant. He's gonna be a shitty father. He's a shitty person as it is. He is a fucking drug addict and drug dealer. Put him in prison.
Wow.
Bad. It's bad. Please, somebody put Jeff Hardy in prison as soon as possible. I don't care if he's a good wrestler or not. Put him in prison. If any one of us here on this show got caught with any of the things that he had, we would have been in prison for at least a month already. At least a month.
Or
that is long enough to get ass raped.
Technically, I think only an hour is long enough to get ass raped for WrestleFan.
Are you
Oh,
thinking that
God.
Jeff Hardy just
He does
needs a
have
good-
that pert, tight little ass.
Oh, don't
Oh,
even.
whoa.
You'd be like currency in there, WrestleFan.
Oh, boy.
You're worth a pack.
But, you know, at least maybe they'll teach their spawn to use a spacebar. That's what I'm hopeful. That's what I'm hopeful of.
I mean,
Jeff Hardy's baby on Twitter.
Oh, jeez.
That just goes to show where Jeff Hardy's. I mean,
You know,
God.
if anyone
headache.
from
I
if
have a
anyone
headache.
from the Wrestling Mayhem show wanted to make a fake Twitter account like Hardy Baby Brand and just start tweeting really weird things like, why do I see
Inside the
strobe lights coming out of my mom's vagoo?
Inside the room, inside the womb, TTYL.
Hardy Baby Brand.
Oh,
all
good.
one word, all capitalized.
Yeah.
Coming
No, that's
soon
one
on
of
the
the
Hardy Show, My Live Birth.
Daddy's mistake brand.
All right. Anybody else want to do the email there?
What email?
Or the news there?
Oh, if you want to talk more about kids, apparently, some kids that won't be effed up, Booker T and Sharmell had twins, apparently.
Yeah, and one of them is the Divas champion.
That's excellent. Congratulations, guys.
We're so glad you're not Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. Good work, Booker T, for not being Jeff Hardy.
No, actually, you know what? I think this deserves an all hail King Booker. All
AJ's
hail.
up!
All hail.
All hail.
All hail King Booker.
All hail
In his
King
little booklets.
Little booklets.
His pamphlets.
Is this
all hail King Booker and his pamphlets.
Is this his first kid?
I don't
No,
know.
Alicia Fox is the Divas champion, Sorg.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Wow.
All right. All right. Well, moving on. Let's see what else we got here. There's of course.
That didn't take long.
What? Oh, what?
Nothing.
What's it?
Uh-oh. Oh, is this spoilers that we can't talk about because Russell
I
fans?
don't
Please
know.
no!
I don't know what's going on.
They're not spoilers. I just got an email.
Oh, really? It's the Superstar
It's
Karaoke
already
Week.
a cease and desist.
Man, WWE works fast, doesn't it? Karaoke Week on George Lopez this week. Have we noticed?
Great.
I'm
George
trying to
Lopez.
bring it around, man. We're trying.
Have you
to bring
guys
it
heard
around.
what the Miz is doing? What? Wait, what was that?
I just saw the email!
Wait,
what happened?
Hold on.
What happened?
Hold on.
Kids are fast!
Wait, what?
New Twitter.
Oh, what the heck is this?
No.
What the
Hardy
heck
Baby
is this?
Brand.
Harvey Baby Brand is now following the Mayhem show.
Yeah, there we go. It looks like we have a new industrious fan out there that has followed all of us on the Twitter.
Guys are so fast.
Wow.
The speed of the internet's almost as fast as Jeff doing a line of coke.
Wow, that's
Oh,
You know what? In fact, I dare say that's dashing.
Well, I was trying to get around to there was Lopez tonight had Dolph Ziggler on already with a little karaoke. Check this out. They got Dolph Ziggler singing "I'm Too Sexy." They're gonna have R-Truth, David Otunga, and The Miz this week.
Did you hear what The Miz is singing?
What's he singing?
The Miz is singing Lady Gaga.
Oh God.
Yes! It's gonna be awesome!
Well, let's see if we can get to
Because you know we're such fans of Lady Gaga on the Wrestling Mayhem show.
Yes,
That's
we
true.
are. We're
gonna have to have a dance party set to The Miz singing Lady Gaga.
Yes, we are.
Oh, you guys gotta tune in to Gold next week if you haven't bought that app yet. Wow.
Poker face.
Where does he
And
sing?
I am now following Hardy Baby Brand on Twitter.
I'm sorry. All I can find is the QA apparently they had. Oh, here's another video. I'm sure I have to sit through another commercial. And
Goddamn commercials.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. His hat is fantastic though. Yeah, there's an ad going on.
Wait, there's another one. There's two Baby Hardy Twitters.
No, there isn't. There's only one WrestleFan.
No, there's another one apparently.
WrestleFan, there's only one. There is only one WrestleFan.
Oh well, they changed the name of it. Okay.
There you go. WrestleFan, you are a fail.
I liked Hardy Baby brand better.
Oh, but I can check that out now.
Oh, man.
All right, where were we? Oh wait, here we go. Here's a little bit of the Dolph Ziggler singing.
Karaoke week.
This is the first I've ever cared to watch George Lopez. That's for sure.
I'm from Mexico and I hate George Lopez.
WWE Super.
No, you're from Amish.
What's wrong with George Lopez?
I hate him. He's not funny.
He's terrible.
I think you're thinking of Carlos Mencia.
Both.
I don't
He's
think
not funny
he's
either.
a good host. I'm glad Cody's pushing him back.
Too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt. So sexy it hurts. And I'm sexy for Milan. Too sexy for Milan, New York, and Japan.
Wait, are you singing along?
I might.
I am Dolph Ziggler. You know what I mean.
Wow. So there you go. Let's see what else we got here. In the news, we talked about Tyler Black already. Daphne's got her own action figure. It's kind of goofy looking. That's the wrong button.
And we are all going to do horrible, horrible things to it.
Ooh. You know, was it on the show?
You speak for yourself. I wouldn't say all.
Was it on the show in the early days where we did awkward things with wrestling figures, or was that?
I know you guys had a Sting figure in the studio.
We had the Lita doll.
Yeah, yeah.
You had the Goldust bendable.
There's a look at the awkward Daphne and very angry.
Actually, I think hers is actually pretty good.
Steven Richards.
It's a good likeness to her character.
Yeah, I think they got the aura of it down pretty good, I guess. But I don't know. It's all right.
And Mike, there's also a Velvet Sky action figure.
Yes, and I'll be buying 3 of them, WrestleFan. Thank you.
Because he's gonna waste the first 2.
What? One for my apartment, one for my parents' house, and one to keep in the plastic so I can have her sign it.
Right beside the fleshlight. Okay.
One for the mouth and one for the hinder, and
I would not defile my Velvel like that. Come on now.
Oh man. In other news, of course, WWE had their conference call, their quarterly conference call.
We'll see when we hear the 911 call from somebody in New York about a man in the Bronx who got Velvet Sky stuck up his poop chute.
We're gonna make the local
news.
news.
I'm sorry, Mad Mike. I just wanted to use the phrase poop chute.
I have a feeling. I was going to try and get Awesome Kong to leave you a message from the indie show that's up here, but now maybe I won't.
By the way, LB, did you see that episode is up from what's that?
I said as long as she uses the word poop shoot, we're fine.
Pooper.
I don't know if I can guarantee that one.
A pooper. Hey, there's new Jamie Keys photos over on WWE.com.
Oh,
where's the Jamie Keys action figure?
Hey.
Or blow up doll. All right, guys. SummerSlam's coming up this. No financials. WWE had a lousy quarter according to Vince McMahon. SmackDown vs. Raw game sold 370,000 units, which is 20% decline from the previous year because it's the same game over again. Sorry, guys. The toy line. But the toy line did increase 175% due to their new relationship with Mattel, because they actually look like the wrestlers. So, they for their quarter not being so well, they said it was a perfect storm. Mentioned the Icelandic volcano issue, and also noted the retirements of 2 wrestlers and injuries that have sidelined top stars. Mentioned they expected Shawn Michaels to retire, and then referred to Batista's situation as being on hiatus. He said he put over the Nexus fashion, and since it came from the NXT television show that they recently launched, and he thinks there's a very favorable response to the new talent. That the return of older stars such as Undertaker and Triple H will help the company. Looking at SummerSlam to reverse the downward pay-per-view trend. Every pay-per-view since I believe WrestleMania with the new concepts have been down since the last year's same month pay-per-view numbers. and they are in talk with to pitch a WWE television station, much the same model as MLB uses currently. In January, they're going to be looking to do that. So we'll see where that goes. Any comments on that, guys?
Blame it on the economy.
Well, isn't this what we've been talking about, though? That if these pay-per-view concepts keep not working, if the numbers keep declining, if we still feel that there's too many pay-per-views and people aren't spending the money on them, isn't this exactly what we're talking about? That these numbers may, if they continue, we'll see less pay-per-views or maybe a new take on them. We're talking about a 30-year-old concept with these pay-per-views.
I don't think you're ever going to see less pay-per-views. Not from WWE anyway.
You think so?
I don't, because they still make money off of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just the fact that it's declining doesn't necessarily mean they're going to stop it.
True. And there's other markets,
and plus, they'd have to change their whole storyboarding process if they started to drop pay-per-views.
They already started changing.
Because right now they have 3 to 3.5 week storylines.
They changed it 13 years ago when they started changing. What's that?
They just kind of, spit at paper.
No, you're thinking TNA.
No, TNA doesn't know how to write.
That's true.
Dixie brings them pens and they're all like, "What are these? Let's throw them at each other."
And it looks like,
hey, this will be a good hardcore match.
As far as the pay-per-views go, Over Limit Extreme Rules, Fatal 4-Way, all under 200,000 buys, even dipping to 143,000 buys. They range from 228,000 to 178 for those 3 pay-per-views last year, or at least the equivalent to those pay-per-views last year. Yeah, I think that's a big wake-up call for them if that continues. I mean, I think they're still profitable, sure, but it's definitely down. I mean, you really can't turn a blind eye to that anymore. But then, as we were talking about, TNA might be experimenting with this concept, and I think this might be a good experiment for them with their pay-per-view quality show that they're having this week. Don't give it away if you've read the spoilers already. RVD and Abyss in a Stairway to Janice match for the title, with Eric Bischoff as special referee. Angle versus Styles. Madison Rayne and Angelina Love for the knockout title.
No, don't forget, Sorg. Angle versus Styles is a career match.
Oh, it's a career match.
A career match.
Hardy's Open Challenge. D'Angelo De Niro versus Morgan versus Anderson, and Beer Money versus Motor City Machine Guns for the best of 3 falls match for the TNA titles. Is that the final?
Can I say how fucking stupid that is?
Why?
Oh my God, Mike.
It's a best of 5 series. Okay. Right?
Yeah.
The final match is 2 out of 3 falls.
Because it's been gimmick matches, and they've been
your
good
logistics.
gimmick matches.
Sorg, just call it a best of 7.
I don't know. No, I think you're thinking too much
because the best of 5 is going to be won by someone who's won 4 matches.
Oh my God.
WrestleFan, just because you can't add doesn't mean I'm not right. The way they should have done it was like the Terry Invitational tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Have 1 match non-gimmicked.
Mm-hmm.
The winner picks the next stipulation. Then, because the way you would build a series of matches, especially if you know it's going to go the whole series, which it usually does, if you're going to have them gimmicked, you have to have the last gimmick be a huge blow-off. A 2 out of 3 falls is not a gimmick. No, it's... Shut up, WrestleFan. It is not a gimmick. It's a normal match. They are normal matches. It's just another series within a series. It's like watching Itchy and Scratchy while you're watching The Simpsons.
Okay, so if they would have made it maybe an Iron Man match, you think that would have been better?
That would have been fine.
Do we have an Iron Man tag?
Because you have to be so specific. Because you were pissing on the Ultimate X match they had because they didn't have the tag belts up there.
But it wasn't
the
for
Ultimate
the tag
X
belts.
looks stupid when it's in a championship series and you don't have the fucking belts up there.
That doesn't make any sense.
It wasn't for the belts.
Mike, if you want to argue logistics, an Iron Man match is just the best of whatever match with.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but it's a time limit match. It's a time limit match. You don't have to win a certain amount of falls.
They're all time limit matches. So time limit matches are regular matches as well.
But LB, if you have an Iron Man match, you could win it 1 fall to nothing. You can win it 1 fall to nothing. That's what Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels did.
Guys, it's good wrestling.
Yeah.
So
either way,
what?
So what? If you're not entertained about it, shut it off.
Right,
Shut it off and shut up, Mike. So let's move on. No, let's move on. I'm turning you off so I can move on. So beyond that, SummerSlam is coming up. I want to get into a little bit of that. And they're still going.
Thank you. That's my point.
All right, SummerSlam's coming up. Let's get into that. The biggest WrestleMania of the summer thing. So, are we excited for this? Do we care about this, or has this been way too convoluted with the Nexus, and we don't even know who was on the teams the last couple weeks?
There's too many people in that match.
I kept expecting Triple H's music to hit last night, and I'm sure expecting it to hit on Sunday.
I'm not.
Yeah, he was.
No, because he's going to go after Sheamus.
He was at the show. Yeah, he was supposedly at the show last night. They were, Taker and him were pushed as the big things for this big pay-per-view turnaround. I think everybody was it Triple H recently in the magazine.
Yeah, but Sorg, they make those things months in advance.
But
they didn't
still,
know about
it's
Triple H's secondary surgery.
Last time he was in, he got a second surgery.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what delayed him. Okay, I hadn't heard about any of that. But I think everybody was expecting him to come back, and that's why we kind of got.
The initial plan I think that they were going to do was I think they were going to have Triple H return to fight Sheamus at SummerSlam for the belt, and Orton was going to be on the on Cena's team.
Okay, that's why we got like Kali or R-Truth or whatever.
And the reason we got Bret Hart was because Ricky Steamboat fell ill, because it was supposed to be him.
We have music on the SummerSlam site again this year, and it's high flash as well as it's been recently.
It's all orange and
and runs really slow on this old computer. So there you go. Man, I guess.
And any thoughts on who the 7th guy is going to be, gentlemen?
Triple H.
I say Miz. Maybe Triple H.
Vince McMahon.
No.
Miz.
Yes, Vince McMahon. I guarantee it.
I'm going with the Miz, and then the Miz screws him over.
Well, because it becomes Triple H. Well, yeah, they did have the Miz. They did have the Miz teaser this week. So, yeah. Do we have any expectation that he's going to win?
I hope Nexus wins, but I mean,
I hope Nexus wins too, because after this Nexus thing is over, I mean, these guys aren't established enough to be off on their own.
Wild internet speculation. I think Cena's behind the Nexus. No, I think Cena's behind the Nexus.
They wouldn't turn him heel.
WrestleFan, hear me out a second. I think Cena is going to say that what he is all about, hustle, loyalty, and respect. He has been on Raw for years upon years now, and no one in the entire brand of WWE has ever shown loyalty. Ever. Not to each other, not to the brand, not to anything else. So he decided to form a group that was loyal to him. That's what the Nexus is, because if anything, you can say there's been no infighting in the Nexus. There's been no dissension, because God knows with WWE, when you have these big stables, you immediately have to have dissension in it. There's been nothing like that within the Nexus. They took out the one guy that really, disrespected Cena, which was Daniel Bryan, by spitting in his face and screaming, "I'm better than you." So they can explain that away. And you can have Cena be the ultimate badass heel, Bash at the Beach style. It can be down to Cena and Jericho versus Wade Barrett. Jericho hits a code breaker. All of a sudden, Cena walks in the fucking ring. Attitude adjustment. Boom. Cena heel turn.
But that would be great. I mean, that really would be great. But WWE is not going to make Cena heel. He has too much money in the company.
He'll still make money. And Orton's the bigger face now anyway.
See, that's the thing. They've been really careful with how they've been pushing Orton, because Orton's not really a face. He's just a guy. He's not showing loyalty to one side or the other. He's that tweener that Stone Cold was. He's he's not so much a good guy, but he's not really a bad guy.
A big announcement also coming. The first tweet from Jeff Hardy's baby. No spaces. I'm a fetus.
Hey, WrestleFan,
He's taking out to his father's.
You're misquoting. I am a fetus. No spaces.
Oh yeah, right.
I am a fetus.
It's Hardy baby brand. It's out there. I don't know.
It's
who
out there,
this,
folks.
Why isn't he following his father
awesome.
yet?
That's awesome.
Sir, why would you follow your father to jail?
Maybe he heard LB's rant from a little bit ago, and I don't know. That's wow. All right, guys, and of course, championship matches are really all we know. Orton, Sheamus, and Kane and Mysterio. Ooh.
Well, no, we know 2 other matches, Sorg.
What's that?
Melina versus Alicia Fox.
Okay.
And Big Show versus the entire Straight Edge Society.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
What's with all these 7-man matches, handicap matches?
You know, one of the things that bothers me about SummerSlam, where the fuck is Jack Swagger?
That's a good point. Did he disappear? Has he been doing stuff on SmackDown? I haven't seen.
Swagger being the 7th man of Cena's team would actually be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have been calling it Team WWE.
Yeah. Even though it has been Raw, they could throw Undertaker on it for all we know.
Oh, they won't do that. No, I don't think so. Because he's immediately going to go after whoever put him in a vegetative state.
Yeah, that's true.
Kane.
Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio.
All right, guys. On that note, we got to wrap this up. We got awesome casts we're being recording tonight because our international guest from Russia, from the TSAR podcast, want to throw a shout out to him. Yes, right. So I guess time to learn. Mike, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
Who the fuck is Mike?
Mad
I'm
Mike?
dashing Mad Mike.
Whatever.
I learned from wrestling this week that if we could all be as stylish as Dashing Cody Rhodes, then wrestling would be a lot better looking.
Aaron Smoke and Mirrors. I don't even know it's a lyric, but whatever.
DJLB, what did you learn from wrestling this week? Are you okay? Where'd he go?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. Good. Just a bit of heartburn. Sorry. It's all good.
Okay.
What did I learn from wrestling this week?
Yes.
Oh, I learned that nobody gives a shit about the Great Khali. Like, one ref is friends with Khali because he got hurt and his knee hurt and they didn't fucking mention it the rest of the time, and Cena wasn't all like, we gotta find another guy. No. Nobody cared. I'm sorry, Khali. I hope that more people cared when you got shot in the chest.
It's nice to know that Cena. It's nice to know that Cena can actually talk to him, though.
Shut up, man, Mike. WrestleFan, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
What?
What'd you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned from wrestling this week that my new mission, and I don't think I mentioned this on the show, I mentioned this off air, is I am refusing to read any form of spoiler of any form or fashion, and hopefully it will make the product better.
And I want to point out that the biggest detractors, everybody else on the show, are the ones that probably read the spoilers as opposed to watching the show.
Yep.
To be fair, I'm still a huge detractor after I watch the show.
I said right at the beginning of the show that I read the spoilers for next week, and I'm actually interested in seeing the show. It sounded pretty decent. So
I like to go and surprise myself. So
exactly.
All right.
Surprises are fun.
There you go.
No, surprise is rape.
Oh,
that's not fun. That's not fun.
Oh, anyways.
Sorgatron, what'd you learn this week?
Yes, as I was trying to walk over you mentioning it, I learned that John Cena can translate to the Great Khali. I didn't know he was Indian, and I think was it you? Maybe it was Riz or WrestleFan that says, "Well, he was a trained Marine, so
that
he
was
knows
me.
other language." Mad Mike. I'm sorry. So there you go. Well, that's it for this week, guys. Please, hey, PodCamp Pittsburgh is coming up. You can check that out, podcamppittsburgh.com. A few of us will be there. There will be sessions. I'll be conducting the podcasting 101. I think I'm going to be on a video podcasting 202 course of some sort, and we're going to be doing a live broadcast of the Awesome Cast. Is in the planning. So,
in front of a live studio audience.
There you go.
You have to start off Awesome Cast's film before a live studio audience.
And have everybody applaud. It'll be fantastic. I get to figure out what of this equipment gets fit in a bag to come with me. It'll be fun. But considering we run this on a MacBook Pro, it might be a little easy, but I think I still need a soundboard. So anyways, go check that out. All the information, we'll have it at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Of course, you can join us here, 8 p.m. Eastern, the live show, and you get to see all the stuff that goes on the Gold that you might not see otherwise if you don't have an iPhone or bought the app or anything.
Sorg, we have a lesson from Sasquatch in the chat room.
Do we?
Sasquatch learned that some parents are idiots because people at the hotel left their little 1-year-old baby running around on the second floor while they went to the store.
Oh, jeez.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff and Beth Hardy.
There you go. But please join us, WrestlingMayhemShow.com, where that live chat will be, SorgatronMedia.com to find out all the stuff we're working on here. Hey guys.
Mayhem Fantasy Football.
Mayhem Fantasy Football, how can they get in on that?
Mayhem Fantasy Football, you go to Yahoo Fantasy Sports.
Mm-hmm.
You look up the name Mayhem Fantasy Football. If it's not on there, go to our Facebook page, Wrestling Mayhem Show on Facebook. I have posted the link to get up in there, and I'm going to post it on the site very soon.
Excellent. DJLB, where are you? What's going on with you for people to check out?
Oh, find me at thoughtfulriot.com, and I'm DJLunchbox on Twitter.com.
Excellent. And Last FM, as we mentioned before.
And yes, and Last FM.
WrestleFan, what's your underage ass doing?
Whoa.
Well, that was put the wrong way.
Twitter.com/WrestleFan2000 and TheWrestleFanRunner.wordpress.com so you can see what my underage.
This kid sends me YouTube videos, fantastic YouTube videos, all freaking week. It's great. You know, I don't have to search YouTube because he sends me all the good stuff.
That reminds me, I also learned Gail Kim has fake boobs.
Oh, you knew that, right?
And apparently,
well, I pretty much knew that.
Korean
but I learned Kelly
like
doesn't.
What's that?
Who doesn't?
Kelly. I have to thank WrestleFan. Kelly does not have fake boobs.
Because he does the hard hitting.
I will not tell you about my sources.
All right. Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. 412.
Oh, fine. All right, don't ask where I am on the internet.
WMS0. We know where you're at.
Don't ask. It's fine. Mad Mike 4883 on Twitter.
There you go.
You know, whitevanwithcandy.blogspot.com. It's fine. It's fine, Sorg. You don't have to ask.
Nope.
People know me anyway.
Apparently I don't.
That damn dashing.
We'll see you guys next week. We're going to be having a few guests in the studios planned. Mr. DeMarco and Mr. Facade should be joining us to talk up IWC Cage Fury 2010. It will be fun. It'll be a good time. Flip it ain't easy. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you for listening to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Please subscribe to our iTunes streams and blog at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Email us at goodtimes@WrestlingMayhemShow.com or call us with any comments at 412-206-WMS0. We love to hear from our fans, and who knows, maybe you'll make it onto the show. The Wrestling Mayhem Show was recorded live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in front of a live internet audience, and is a production of Sorgatron Media. You can be part of the show as we record live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on TalkShoe.com and Ustream.tv.